It is the 30th of September 1943, and after months of gruesome combat, the German Army Group Center has been encircled for a total of 126 divisions in the swamps, and they will not make it out from here. The Red Army now has two big tasks. The first one is to recover, because a lot of our divisions are exhausted. We are short on tanks and many other material, and we will have to pause offensive operations for a little bit while everything reorganizes. The second big task is to force the Germans to capitulate. Our production shows that we're short on motorized artillery, Katyushas. We're very short on medium tanks, heavy tanks. Flame tanks are still under construction, and self-propelled artillery is still in the works as well. We are also, at this point, short on steel. So that's probably going to be the first thing. By the way, I have reorganized the front lines a little bit, but that's probably going to be the first thing that we need to deal with. Can we construct infrastructure for more extraction of steel anywhere? This is relatively minor. That's already completely built up. Here is not there. There is some opportunity. So let's remove this one. Don't need that. Okay, that'll give us some steel. That's already built up. There's not an awful lot in the south here. That's already completely built up. We do have some. We can do some aluminium here. Aluminium is always in short supply as well. That's already completely built up. Anything north in Siberia or maybe over in the east where we can still produce some steel. Not an awful lot all around. There we can get some more steel out. Yep, that's worth it. That one and that one. That's already built up here, and there we can get a little bit, and then we might as well just queue up the ones in the territories here as well, for what it's worth. We do have some political power to expand the steel mills, which will give us a decent amount of steel. That one gives us 20, so we'll start with that one. That I think we can do all of them. No, but that's fine. So these will be in the works, and I believe we are researching excavation 4, which is also going to help with that. So in the meantime, we might just trade with Sweden for a little bit of steel. So let's get that going. And we are also again short on tungsten, so we're gonna get more from there, and that sorts that out. Okay, so biggest task right now for the Red Army is everybody get into position. I've reorganized the troops on the front line, so we have to make sure that nothing breaks while they are moving into their position, into their new positions, and we have to make sure that everyone here is on the assault to ensure that the Germans don't break out. So we don't want to leave anything unchallenged here, and definitely make sure that we can reduce this massive encirclement, and the Germans don't break through, because obviously they are trying to push us back here while we are trying to settle in and dig in, and that means we may have to reinforce the front lines if it comes to that. Missing equipment, that's probably, yeah, that's the strategic bombers. Yeah, so they are attacking us across the lines here, but we will try to hold the line here and make sure that nobody breaks through. And this looks relatively dire, but I don't think they can break through that. So for now, we are just shrinking the pockets, and we will try to capitulate all these divisions and make sure that they are giving up laying down their arms and are generally not a threat anymore. So while that's ongoing, yeah, these divisions are already encircled here. So I don't think they have. Yeah, they don't have anywhere to go. So they will be wiped out. We have aerial supremacy across the whole front. The Luftwaffe. That means the Luftwaffe has no chance of actually resupplying anybody here. And we'll just have to make sure that these guys don't break out from their positions. So everybody's getting into position here, and we're just we'll just work them down by now. We've got the Marine divisions which need to rest and recover as well. And I think, why are we attacking here? I did not tell anybody to go onto the attack here. There we go. Okay, so everyone here is just defending at this point, and we are trying to wipe out these German divisions. Like I said, just have to be careful that they're not reconnecting, because they are assaulting us, and we have to get the troops some rest for exploiting the situation. We can't immediately go back onto the assault everywhere, but everybody needs to recover, get some organization back, and we'll need to make sure that the troops are ready. But the next big pushes are going to be towards Königsberg, and in the south we have two major armored pushes here. We've got the first motorized, which does need to recover some tanks, which is going to push along the northern line here towards Königsberg, and we've got the second motorized, which is slightly weaker, which is going to take the southern push and get into legionary Romania, and we'll make sure that that we will make some progress on that front. I am considering actually at this point to, well, let's see how this works out here. But I am considering at this point to start justifying against Japan and its puppets, because we'll just assault here as well. To start justifying against Japan and its puppets, because I think we have a relatively decent amount of troops now in the east, and I think we're very short on tanks, but we have a decent amount of infantry, of equipment for the infantry. So I am considering training up another army for the east. Currently, the Asian theater has space for another army. We've got 2 tank divisions here by now, but a couple more will be coming in. And then we should be ready for an assault across Manchukuo. So let's get another 8 guards divisions. We'll set them over here, and we will get another, where the regular are, there we go, regular rifle divisions also over here, and we'll train another 16 of those. That's too many. 2 down. Okay. And everything here is on low priority, such that they don't interfere with anything else while we are still busy on the other front. It is 1943. Japan is getting pushed back, and they are making progress in the Pacific, though. They are aggressively taking the Dutch East Indies. They're still, I believe, they have gotten across the lines here in the Philippines. So we'll get to them soon enough. I don't think the non-aggression pact is going to hold much longer, but for now we will have to deal with the situation here. Okay, so the Germans have decrypted our ciphers. We are upgrading, I think. Oh no, we have to get through. Yes, we have to do something about making our ciphers a little better. And we can actually start preparing collaboration governments in the occupied zones here. So that might not be a terrible idea. Let's send Richard Sorge and Kuznetsov and commence when ready. So let's get that going, such that when the Germans eventually capitulate, we don't have an awful lot of trouble with them. Let's assist with the assault here. No, assist with the assault here. Just wipe out these German divisions. How does it look in general? Yeah, the Germans are encircled. They are out of supply. The Luftwaffe has no way of resupplying them, and as such, while all the troops are getting into position, we are pushing them south, and eventually we will wipe out these German troops here. Just double checking that the front line is holding. Everything's getting into position now, and there are some assaults from the Germans, but Richard Sorge has been captured again, and that means we will have to. Well, he was in the process of trying to prepare a collaboration government, so we will have to send. We will send her to rescue him. Okay, let's just double check that no one's moving out of here. Let's have a quick look at what the losses are. 3.3 million so far. We will see how that looks like once we've wiped out these pockets here. So there are a couple of divisions that are already surrendering. Yep, there they go. And that's that. And we've still got a lot more. We've still got a lot more in the south who are in the process of being pushed back. And the space they have to maneuver is getting smaller and smaller. They are currently still sitting in the swamps trying to defend themselves, but they are completely out of supplies at this point, and that means it's just a mop-up operation, really. But let's get the rest of our troops into their respective positions. And there are two things. That's probably just ace pilots. Yeah, that's just ace pilots. Let's get a couple of divisions here into positions. And the other thing... Oh, actually, I forgot to prioritize the infrastructure. That probably should happen first. So let's make sure that we are building these first. What's our air situation in the east? Oh, well, we can relatively easily. I might need a better airport just to capture... just to cover this area. So where can we build? Let's build up an air base. Let's build this one up. And we may have to improve the infrastructure around here also, just to make sure that the air bases are actually getting constructed and having supply. So let's get everything moved up. There we go. And then we will continue to wipe out the Germans in the pocket. We can start... No, that's across rivers. Less than ideal. Stop the attack. Go for these guys. And we can attack them from multiple directions already because we have the troops now in position. So we'll push them back from here. We'll keep pushing them in the north. And these divisions, all of these divisions here, can make themselves useful as well. And we are pushing them here in the north as well. Everybody's going in. Some of them are going across the rivers, but honestly at this point I think the Germans are so exhausted that they don't really have any capacity of resisting our river crossings. So I don't think that's a massive problem. Plus again we have complete aerial supremacy. So the German divisions are not going to be in any shape to outlast us here. Got a couple of divisions in here. They can take this one out, and we will just keep squeezing them until there's nothing left. 94%. Yeah, we've got von Kleist, who is not going to come back. We have von Bock, who's engaged here, and von Manstein as well. So even the most legendary German generals are not going to save them, and this is going to be the end for the German Reich in this in this encirclement. They are still assaulting us across the lines here, desperately trying to make something happen. We're even engaging. We're even engaging with one of the German 11th Panzer Division. Yeah, they are attacking across the lines, desperately trying to reconnect with their soldiers, but there's absolutely no way they're getting here. I think the troops we've got in place are going to be enough to make sure that these divisions are wiped out. So let's support this attack here from a couple of directions. And I think, yep, there are still over 100 divisions concentrated now on this relatively small area, and there is no way they're getting out of it. So, and there's no way that the depleted remains of the Wehrmacht are going to break through our forces on the front line and to rescue them. So this, I think I can speed it up at this point. Yeah, they're not getting through there. They are trying to assault us. There are a couple of somewhat strenuous holds here where they're launching increasing attacks here, but I have my doubts that they're going to get through here. And if they do, then we'll push them back again. So nothing that could threaten the lines here. We've got the Marine divisions, which are currently resting, but we may as well actually get them into play as well. Yeah, we get the Marine divisions to help out in this assault here in the north. Ireland has joined the Allies. How is it looking on the Free France front? Yeah, it looks like they are breaking through somewhat. If the Vichy French can't contain this, and it looks like Spain as well is making advances here in the south. So with this weakening of the German divisions, there we go. And the rest of them can just assault here. That is literally 93 divisions that are currently being hammered, concentrated on a small area of land, of swamp rather. And the Soviets are attacking from all directions. And there's absolutely no way out for them. Seven panzer divisions, 80 infantry divisions, and even though they have our ciphers decrypted, they are not going to get out of this alive. So, yeah, this is the end of Army Group Center and a major blow to the Germans. And now we just have to... And the Philippines have capitulated. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. The Japanese are expanding. They're sort of stuck or getting pushed back in China. But, yeah, Philippines now have capitulated. And they are still fighting in the Dutch East Indies. They're fighting the Australians in Papua New Guinea. And... fortunately, they haven't really made any major inroads, although Vichy France is, I think, containing that Free French bit there. So we will see how that goes. But for now, we're busy on this front. And yes, by the way, I know, and there we go. The German divisions have been defeated. And that has increased their losses. So that was 1.3 million German troops, which have just, was it? Yeah, 1.3 million German troops that have just surrendered, which means we can now resume the offensive operations, while the troops that have just dealt the blow to these German divisions can rest. We will have to reorganize the. It looks like we might have to reinforce our defenses in the north somewhat, because they're almost they're getting ready to try and make a river crossing here, which means we have to pull the railway artillery out a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to send one of the armies here to the north. We're going to get the Now this is Army Group North, so that makes sense. So they can assist for now, just holding the front line. And yes, I would please everybody from the 9th to assist on this front line. Then we've got the 4th Army in Army Group South, so they can. I think that's all holding, but I'm gonna get them to reinforce this line because we will be able to make a push there as well. So that's these divisions distributed, and then we've got. I thought it did all the 4th Army. Okay, probably not. All the 4th Army, please. And that leaves us with the 7th, which is currently in Army Group West. And that means they can reinforce the center. And we will give them space around Minsk. Come on. There we go. Space around Minsk to reinforce that position. And I think that just leaves the Marine divisions, which we will eventually use as well. But yeah, for now we are just making our way through. Streamline is complete, which means we have yet another, and I'm gonna keep going with the excavation techs just to make sure that, okay, I think the steel situation is under control again, mostly. Yes, we have almost sufficient steel, which means the deficit that we have here in our respective tank, especially the tank divisions, are in need of refurbishment. A couple of small, that's just an ace pilot, and we have. Oh, I think the other ones are the academies of science. Have we done all the industries? Nope, there's still 3 left we can do. So let's get these going. Yeah, a couple of small items. Yes, I have completely stuffed up several things where I've just changed the view, but not actually clicked on the factory icon. I have sorted this out, so our production lines are now looking a little better. We have, by the way, now a production efficiency cap of 130%. So we are building lots of infantry equipment, but we've still got lots of upgrading to do as well. We're good on support equipment. We're good on artillery. We're good on. We are upgrading AA actually, and the anti-tank as well. But yeah, once the production efficiency has reached its maximum potential, there's quite a lot going on. We are currently having 25 factories on the T-34-85s, which is our latest tank model. We have 20 factories on the IS-2, so the IS-2s are being built. We've got the Su-122A with the improved howitzer. They are ramping production up. We've got a good amount of the ZSU-37s for anti-air. And we've got 5 factories assigned to flame tanks, and we're now starting to build up a bit of a stockpile here. We've reduced production of the Yak-3s because we'll just stockpiling them, but we have still an increased production of the IL-2 Stormoviks. And we are starting to have a really respectable amount of the BTRs. So we can probably start shifting some of the tank divisions around. Especially, let's have a quick look at the division templates. So this is the old template, and this is the one with the self-propelled artillery. So what we're going to do is we're going to decommission the old template, and I am also going to duplicate the heavy tank template. And that is also the A variant. And we are going to exchange these for mechanized infantry. And nope. And mobile battalions. Mechanized infantry. One more, not motorized. Right, we need to remove the Katyushas here. Put them there, and then we can put self-propelled artillery and self-propelled anti-air. They have logistics companies, that's good. Interestingly enough, they don't have an engineering company as well. Do I want one? Generally a decent idea. So I think we can, yeah, that looks decent. That's a 41 combat width division. And these guys have a significant amount of firepower, if I say so myself, and armor as well. Once we get we've got the IS-2s in here, so we'll save that. And then we will effectively decommission the old heavy tank divisions. And we'll see if we can start changing some over. So we'll start with the first motorized. Let's see if we can change that. That would be, oh, we're short on heavy tanks. We need some additional. We're short on Katyusha and we're short on self-propelled artillery, right? So we definitely need to ramp up the production of self-propelled artillery, because that is going to need. We're going to need a lot more of these guys. Where are they? Where is my Su-20? Yes, we'll ramp that up to 30. So that should hopefully, and yeah, that'll hurt our steel again. But we'll ramp that up to 30, and then we will start slowly modernizing our divisions. For now, they just stay as they are, but the target is to get the armored divisions upgraded. The next thing we can look at is medals, but I think I don't have the I don't have the political power right now. But once I'm done here with all the steel expansions, then we will we'll award some medals and continue into the German Reich. The other thing that we need to look at is planes, because I think that's almost done. So we can definitely get the advanced small airframe. We've got a research bonus here, and we can get ourselves a couple new plane models next time. I'm thinking the Yak-9 would be good, and probably a successor to the Stormovik. So we will see how that looks. We've got some better engines to be researched in the air. Where is it? Here. Yeah, we can start getting some better engines. We can try to build some slightly different ground attack planes, but by and large the Luftwaffe is defeated. Maybe if we're taking on the Japanese, it would not be a terrible idea to design a naval bomber. So maybe that's also something we can do next episode. And yes, we will expand the operations against the German Reich, but at this point, the Wehrmacht has 300 divisions remaining with 2 million men in the field, and all in all, nope, not here. All in all, the Axis have lost 12 million troops and have only about 50% of the manpower fielded compared to the Allies and the Comintern. So I think that is going to be the end relatively soon of these guys. But that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.